Ghanaians, what is going on? Eh? I was opportune to pass through the Canadian embassy yesterday. Jesus. If you see crowd, you're not the wrong go. Eh, Ghanaians? If you see crowd, Jesus, Herade yes do. Chai! Una the wrong come up from una country. Eh? When Nigeria say raw they come. Eh? Make una behave. Because very soon, and I go hear Ikechukwu Kwame and Folabi Mensa. Now I go to hear. Because the speed on after the rock come up for this country, not good though. Value what you have.
Welcome back, everyone. So when I saw this particular video on one of the Ghanaian blogs I followed, I actually laughed because of the part where he said Ikechukwu Kwame, meaning Ghanaians are running out of Ghana, Nigerians are running into Ghana. But on a serious note, this is not something to laugh about, because if you've actually been to embassies, whether Nigeria, whether Ghana, you will know that it is not funny. Like, somebody around me actually went to the American embassy in Ghana very recently, and no, not recently, that was actually last year, and it's the same thing. Like, it told me that, come on, the crowd was something else. I know we Nigerians actually we do a lot of content around Ghana. We talk about the very positive side of Ghana, but when I go through Ghanaian blogs, and the things a lot of Ghanaians are not also happy with how a lot of things are going on in the country. And the things I actually, even with Ghanaians, I kind of relate with. Everything they are telling me is wrong with their country is the same thing that is wrong with our own country, just that the magnitude is not the same. We are suffering the same bad government, we are suffering corruption, bad roads, infrastructures, everything. We are suffering almost the same thing. In fact, sometimes I try to be more positive than Ghanaians themselves, and I'm saying, oh, this thing is not working well, oh, this is not. You're like, but guy, it's not. Come to Nigeria and see what we are facing. It's the same problem, but the magnitude, like I said, because we have a larger population and the competition to get these things. That's why sometimes when a lot of Nigerians now go out there, because they've suffered too much in the country, you see them easily make it, because what I'm suffering to get in Nigeria, I'm getting it at ease wherever I'm going through. So because they already built, the hustling spirit is already built in them, it's always easier for them to get it done wherever they find themselves in the world. So now back to the whole story of what this young man is saying. He said he passed the Canadian embassy in Accra and the crowd is so he couldn't believe it. Guys, when I traveled to Europe, I went through Ghana. Like, the crowd at the airport of Ghanaians traveling gave me an idea of what this young man is saying. So being that I've experienced it before, I've not experienced it on the embassy side, but I've experienced it at the airport. Most of the times when I do Lagos, Accra, I'm always doing morning movement. This particular time when I was traveling, I did night. My flight was actually in the night. And guys, the crowd, I was actually stressed. I was so stressed because of the queue. Everything was the crowd. You'll be like, what? So this number of Ghanaians are actually traveling out of Ghana, and because we Nigerians used to think that we're all the only ones that have this Japa mentality, we're all the only ones that live in Nigeria, everything is not working and so on. Trust me, I know, yes, we glamorize a lot of things about Ghana this, Ghana that, Ghana this. Ghana is peaceful, but it's not only the peace people need source of livelihood. And when their country is not giving them that source of livelihood, they go out there to go and look for it. And that's how Nigerians are also coming. Nigerians are coming, Ghanaians are leaving. So this young man is a Nigerian himself who left Nigeria to come and hustle in Ghana. So probably he's shocked that I left Nigeria to come and live in Ghana. Ghanaians are now running away to other parts of the world. And I must tell you, when I visited Germany, I realized that there are actually a lot of Ghanaians who live in Germany. Not just Germany, in fact in Europe and Europe, everywhere. My in-law, when I did an interview with my in-law who lives in Hungary, because from Germany I actually made my way to Hungary and all, he told me, on the list of African countries, like when we talk about Africans who are more outside schooling and whatever, number one Nigerian is, number two was Ghana. And I had a lot of Ghanaian friends and all of that, because he schooled in Ukraine before he completed his school in Hungary. Right now he's working as a medical doctor there in Hungary. So because of the whole war thing that happened in what's it called, in Ukraine, everybody actually scattered. But he was just telling me, like, making reference to Africans. First is always Nigeria. Nigeria is always top the list. But to him, his medical school in Ukraine had, after Nigeria, the next was Ghana. So what this young man is saying is not totally wrong. Anywhere we find where it's going to give us that life that we don't need to pray for, like in Africa, we pray for everything. Oh God, the suffering out there is not even funny. Like I said, I know we try to give very good PR out there to tell the whole world it's like this, it's like that, it's like this, it's like that. But you looking at me right here, know that in reality, we all have our shades of wahala, one thing or the other. We are not happy with a lot of things. We are not. Let's say the truth to ourselves right now, that we are not happy with a lot of things. Bad government, oh God, like, we are suffering. Of course, in Nigeria, we Nigerians, they talk our truth. We don't come and sugarcoat anything. We'll tell you straight up, our government is nowhere to be found. In fact, we are we are nowhere to be. Not like we are even the worst in the world. It's just that sometimes I even feel like we Nigerians actually overblow this thing, because, come on, I see all the statistics they put out there. In a lot of African statistics, I see corruption. Nigeria is not amongst the first 10. Like, so many bad things that you feel like your country is the worst of the worst of the worst. You not even realize that Nigeria is not one of it. Now, can we actually start tackling the right things we should tackle? Instead of us always coming online to banter each other, can we start focusing on asking our government to be more accountable? Like, we need better. We deserve better. You go out there and what's the minimum wage in Ghana? Almost the same thing with what we have in Nigeria. Like, there are too many things that we are so similar in, and that's why when I talk to Ghanaians in Ghana, okay, they feel like, yes, Ghana is better than Nigeria, but to them, there's still a lot of things that are not right. We might not be at your level, but there's still a lot of things that are not right with like, we want a better this, we want a better this. And of course, we all remember the protests that happened, the Occupy Jubilee protests that happened, because a lot of people are not happy with a lot of things. Like I said, I follow Ghanaian blogs and I see the comments, and I see those that sometimes they are written in tree, or some of them you can actually pick what they are saying. So I know some of you want to come to the comment section to, try to like pamper everything I'm saying, like, oh, it's not as bad as it's not bad. In reality, we all know what I'm talking about. Like, it is not easy. Like, most of my subscribers are even Ghanaians who live outside of Ghana. I have more of them who subscribe to this channel, and you understand what I'm trying to say. But it's just that sometimes I realize that as much as you people know the truth, you just want that I don't know, you don't want to face the reality of what is happening on ground. And me saying this thing is for us to start demanding accountability from our government. In Nigeria now, corruption is the order of the day. The other day, EFCC released what's it called, list of governors and how much they embezzled. Like, we have to get to the point, and Nigerians are just silent about it. Nobody's protesting, nobody's doing anything about it. Sometimes I see the same happen in Ghana, that things just go on, we just run ourselves down, we fight on media space, and that it ends it, everybody goes back their business. Like, we have too many similarities as countries, and I feel like our governments are beginning to take advantage of it. They just take advantage of us. You're not going to do us anything, so everybody moves about their business. And once you realize it, what do? Once you say, no more, I can't take this anymore, what you're going to do is run. Let me go to a sane country where I can have my peace of mind. I visit once in a while from the abroad. This is the same thing. Nigerians right now, everybody's running to Canada, they're running to the UK, is running to US. Any country that is going to shall accept them as far as they are not in Nigeria. So seeing the same thing happen in Ghana, I just feel like, oh, Africa, who do us this thing? Who do us this thing? But honestly, it's a very sad one. It's sad, honestly. It is sad that in this 21st century, 2024, where a lot of countries are actually progressing, we as Africans, we are retrogressing to the point that you just want to leave your own country. Of course, I realize that sometimes I feel like Jackpot has its benefits, because whatever thing you go out there, everything you learn, you're going to come back home to come and you bring it back home. Sometimes you come back home when you've invested, you've done so many things, you've acquired all you want to acquire, you now bring them back home. So that's one of the advantages of Jackpot. But there's also the disadvantage of Jackpot, because there's a lot of disadvantage in Nigeria right now. A lot of our medical doctors, nurses, everybody's running out because you don't pay me so well. So I need, for me to be able to work, I need good remuneration. But when it's not there, please, anywhere they're going to take me that they're going to pay me higher, I have to go there. The same thing is happening, as in everything is just so similar, so the same. Like I said, the magnitude might be different, but we have almost the same kind of problems in Africa. So my purpose of this video is, like, we really need to sit down as a people and start demanding justice, start demanding accountability from our leaders, instead of you that you want to come to my comment section now to start bashing and say, oh, lo. You know what I am saying is true. Let's face the reality in front of us that we need better. Some of you watching me right here now, you've traveled, you see what the world is like out there. Even South Africa, I've been to South Africa before. Yes, you might say apartheid, they had apartheid till 1991, but even at that, 1990, 1991, but even at that, this is 30 something years after apartheid. South Africa is a very developed country. Like, this is Africa. So why are we not, so we now that are in Western Africa, East Africa, why don't we have the same, that development is like to road, like as simple as road? It is difficult for us to have it. Road, it is difficult for us to have road, and we as citizens, we are fighting ourselves. Oh God, I wish you can see how it's so painful in my heart that we are not addressing the right things as people. Everyone just goes about their way. Whatever thing happens to you is your business. For how long is that going to happen? So if you watch this video, please have a rethink. 10 years ago, people traveling were just traveling for vacation. They come back home. But right now, people sell everything just to relocate, because they feel like there's no medical system, the education is declining, they're as simple as roads we don't have, you can have an accident, so many things that people are considering. Please, can we do better? Let's do better and stop fighting ourselves and start demanding accountability. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, please do not forget to subscribe and turn on your post notification. I believe Africa is going to be great again. It's just a matter of time. Alright guys,